Okay, imagine this. You're not just watching a cricket match. It's way bigger than that. It's India versus Pakistan. The stadium's absolutely roaring, just electric. The tension, you can practically feel it. It's a cultural event, a real showdown.
Oh, absolutely. That energy is something else. It pulls millions, billions of people in. It's more than just sport.
Exactly. But what happens when that massive wave of excitement, all that hype, just slams into one single human voice? A voice asking something really difficult.
A voice asking if all that spectacle, lets us forget real pain, real loss.
That's exactly what we're diving into today. Because tomorrow, September 14th, 2025, those teams are set to play in Dubai for the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
But there's this incredibly powerful plea cutting through all the usual noise.
And it's not coming from a politician or some big celebrity.
No, not at all. It's from Aishanya Dwivedi. She's a widow, speaking from her home in Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. And her message, which came out just yesterday, September 13th, is stark. She's asking people to just switch off their TVs.
Wow. So this deep dive, it's really not just about the cricket match itself, is it?
Not even close. We've been looking into this, and it's a story that really weaves together just profound personal loss, amazing resilience, complex geopolitics.
And that really old, really tough question, can sports ever truly be separate from the shadow of violence?
So that's our mission today. We want to peel back these layers for you. We'll get into India's complicated relationship with Pakistan, the deep scars left by terrorism in the region.
And explore why this one particular match has ignited such a fierce debate across India.
Yeah, by the end, we hope you'll understand the facts, sure, but also feel the human side of it. And maybe, just maybe, think a bit differently about reaching for that remote tomorrow.
Okay, so to really grasp why Aishanya Dwivedi is making this call, we need to go back a bit. Back to April 22nd, 2025.
Right, that date. It marks a horrific event in Pahalgam in Kashmir.
Pahalgam. It usually sounds so peaceful, doesn't it? It's in the Anantnag district, maybe 50 kilometers or so from Srinagar. Known for its beauty.
Yeah, you picture snow-capped mountains, rivers, a tourist spot. People go for pony rides, fishing. Just peace and quiet. It's supposed to be a haven.
It is, or it was. But that evening, the peace was just obliterated. Gunmen attacked a group of visitors. 26 people lost their lives. Over a dozen more were injured.
And the victims is what's so heartbreaking. They weren't officials. They weren't soldiers.
Yeah.
They were just ordinary people.
Exactly. People from all over India, from different walks of life. We heard about a retired banker, 68 years old, a realtor, an accountant.
A man who'd returned from the Gulf, an Indian Navy officer who was actually on his honeymoon.
Just unimaginable. And, tragically, a cement dealer from Uttar Pradesh. And we believe this was Aishanya Dwivedi's husband.
It really brings home how widespread the grief was. These weren't just statistics.
No, not at all. And responsibility was claimed pretty quickly by a group called the Resistance Front, or TRF.
Which, as we understand it, is sort of a front linked to the Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba, right?
That's the connection, yes. Their statement was quite strange, though. They tried to link the attack to residency permits for non-locals in Kashmir. Most experts we've looked at kind of dismiss that as just propaganda, a weak justification.
And Indian investigators, what did they find?
They pointed towards 4 attackers, 2 believed to be locals from Kashmir and 2 from across the border, from Pakistan.
So it fits a pattern we've seen before, unfortunately. Targeting tourism, hitting that economic lifeline to cause disruption.
Exactly. Tourism is so crucial for locals there, and militants seem to target it to undermine any sense of normalcy, any progress.
And this is layered onto a long history, isn't it? Kashmir's been a flashpoint for decades.
Over 30 years of conflict. And things definitely got more tense after 2019 when India revoked Article 370.
That was the special status provision.
Right. It had given the region autonomy, protected land rights for locals. Changing that opened the door for non-Kashmiris to settle and buy land. Militants saw this, and the resulting tourism boom as a form of colonization.
Leading to more violence.
Sadly, yes. And this Pahalgam attack. It was the deadliest attack specifically targeting tourists there since way back in August 2000. That one also involved Lashkar-e-Taiba near the Amarnath Yatra base camp. 21 pilgrims died then.
Just awful history repeating itself. So after this attack in April, the reaction from India was pretty strong.
Immediate and strong, yeah. Prime Minister Modi cut short an international trip, flew back, and vowed justice. He said the perpetrators will not be spared.
And the Home Minister, Amit Shah?
He was in Srinagar very quickly, holding high-level security meetings. Then came the diplomatic actions.
What kind of actions are we talking about?
Well, India suspended parts of the Indus Waters Treaty from 1960. That's a huge deal. It governs river water sharing, major economic pressure.
Wow. Okay, what else?
They closed the Wagah border crossing, revoked special visa categories for Pakistanis entering India, and significantly cut down their diplomatic staff in Islamabad.
So a very clear message being sent.
Definitely. And Pakistan, predictably, responded in kind.
Tit for tat.
Pretty much. Banned Indian flights from its airspace, halted trade. Things escalated very quickly on that front.
How did the rest of the world react?
Well, with a lot of concern. The U.S. Vice President, J.D. Vance, happened to be in India then and offered prayers. Leaders from the U.K., Russia, the UAE, France, they all condemned the attack.
But I remember some commentary was even stronger.
Yes, security analysts like Tara Kartha actually called it an act of war. That kind of language immediately raises the stakes, sparks fears of potential military conflict. It put a lot of pressure on everyone to try and de-escalate.
And beyond the politics, the human cost continued, right? Especially in Kashmir itself.
Oh, absolutely. The economic impact was devastating. Tourism just collapsed overnight. Dozens of resorts had to shut down. Bookings vanished.
Which means countless livelihoods were hit. Hotel workers, guides, poniwallas, shopkeepers.
Everyone connected to tourism. It's just a brutal reminder that terror doesn't just take lives. It destroys hope, destroys livelihoods, one canceled trip at a time.
Which brings us back to Aishanya Dwivedi. Standing amidst all this, this geopolitical fallout and economic pain.
Exactly. Her voice emerges from that personal tragedy. Speaking from Kanpur on September 13th, her words, incredibly raw, very direct.
Her husband, the cement dealer, one of the 26 killed. Just a regular family man on a short trip.
And she's taken that unimaginable grief and turned it into this call for action, aimed right at the BCCI, India's cricket board, and also at the fans.
What's her core argument?
It's brutally simple. She asks, why play with a terrorist nation? She slams the BCCI for even allowing the match, saying it shows absolutely no empathy for the families like hers.
Does she mention the players?
She does. She says cricketers are often seen as nationalists, but feels few have spoken out. She believes they shouldn't be forced to play, but should actually take a stand for their country.
And she also brought up the money involved, didn't she?
Yes, that was a really striking point. She talked about the huge sums involved, like 12 lakh rupees for just a 10-second ad during the match.
And her fear is that money somehow ends up...
Her fear, her argument, is that this revenue could indirectly help fund the very groups Pakistan is accused of supporting. She said chillingly, "You'll give them money to arm against us again. I can't fathom it."
That's a powerful point. Is it about a direct financial trail, though, or something more symbolic?
It's mostly symbolic, I think. It's incredibly difficult, probably impossible, to trace ad revenue directly to militant groups. International bodies try, but it's complex.
So her point is more about the principle.
Exactly. It's about the perception. If a country is seen as linked to terror, should major financial engagements like this happen? She's arguing it sends the wrong message, that it kind of legitimizes things, even if indirectly. It's a moral argument.
And her final plea is just, don't watch.
Yeah. Don't turn on your TVs, don't boost their ratings, boycott this match. She makes it clear it's not about hating the sport itself. For her, it's about honoring the memory of her husband and the other victims. It puts a human face on the statistics.
It really does. And this match, this rivalry, it has such a deep, complicated history anyway, doesn't it?
Oh, incredibly deep. India-Pakistan cricket. It really does mirror the entire relationship between the two countries ever since partition in 1947.
We've seen wars between them, 1965, 71, the Kargil conflict in 99.
And each conflict just adds another layer of intensity to these matches. It's a world away from, say, their very first test match back in 1952, which was apparently quite cordial.
And terrorism has directly impacted cricket ties before.
Definitely. The 2008 Mumbai attacks were a major turning point. India stopped playing bilateral series with Pakistan after that. No test matches since 2007, no ODIs hosted in India since 2013.
But they still play in these big international tournaments.
Right, that's the exception. Things like the Asia Cup, the World Cups, they still face off there. You remember the 2019 World Cup?
Yeah, that was shortly after the Pulwama attack. There were calls to boycott then, too.
There were strong calls, yes. But the match went ahead. It shows this constant tension between national anger and these international sporting commitments.
So this 2025 Asia Cup, it's
Yeah.
a T20 tournament in the UAE.
Yep, September 9th to the 28th. India's in a group with Pakistan, the UAE, and Oman. And the big one, India versus Pakistan, is tomorrow, September 14th, in Dubai.
And playing in a neutral venue like Dubai, that solves some problems, like visas.
Sure, logistical hurdles are lower, but it does absolutely nothing to solve the underlying controversy, does it? The political heat travels with the teams, and these matches are still huge money spenders, massive ad revenue, billions of viewers worldwide.
Which naturally leads to very divided opinions back home.
Completely split. You have one side saying, look, sport should build bridges. It's a way to maintain some contact, some dialogue.
But is that realistic right now, with the wounds from Pahalgam still so raw?
That's the other side's point, exactly. They argue it's naive, even insensitive, to think a game can just smooth things over when people are grieving, when tensions are this high.
And the Pahalgam attack has really sharpened that divide this time.
Undeniably. We're hearing unease from veterans groups, from families affected by past attacks. Even some IPL teams like Punjab Kings have expressed discomfort.
And political protests, too.
Yeah, the Aam Aadmi Party held protests, burned effigies. Their slogan was, "Blood and cricket don't mix." It really shows how split the public is. Some fans desperately want the rivalry fix. Others feel playing is just wrong right now.
And this hasn't just stayed a public debate, it's become political football, too.
Oh, absolutely. Opposition parties seized on it immediately. Aditya Thackeray from Shiv Sena UBT had that sharp quote, "Can blood and cricket flow together?"
Others joined in.
Yes, AMM criticized the ruling BJP. And even back in April after the attack, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi was demanding more accountability in Kashmir beyond what he termed hollow claims.
So it instantly became part of the political blame game.
As these things often do, there was even an attempt to stop the match legally, right? A plea went to the Supreme Court.
That's right, but the court dismissed it. So the match is legally cleared to go ahead.
And the government's official line, Union Minister Anurag Thakur tried to clarify it.
What was the clarification?
Basically, that India maintains its policy of no bilateral cricket with Pakistan until terrorism stops. But multilateral events, like this Asia Cup, are different and will continue.
Sounds like a difficult balancing act, trying to acknowledge public anger while sticking to international commitments.
It's a very fine line to walk between diplomatic tools and raw national feeling.
So let's step back. Why does this matter so much?
Yeah.
Beyond just the sport. Cricket in India is huge.
It's unifying like almost nothing else. Life can literally stop during a big match. But when something like the Pahalgam attack happens, it forces this really uncomfortable question. Can we or should we separate the game from the politics, from the violence?
Those calling for the boycott, like Aishanya Dwivedi, their answer is clearly no. They feel it dishonors the victims, maybe even indirectly helps the adversary.
Right. But then there's the counter-argument. Does isolating Pakistan further actually help? Or does it just breed more resentment? Could sports, even now, offer some tiny channel for, well, not dialogue maybe, but at least interaction?
It's such a tough one. And think about the economics again. A boycott, if it gains steam, hits revenues.
Yeah.
But it also gives a powerful voice, a symbolic leverage to people like Aishanya, right? Using consumer power against commercial interests.
That's a fascinating angle. Can public grief, amplified by social media, actually challenge the massive money behind these events? And then there's the impact back in Kashmir, that fragile tourism recovery we talked about.
Yeah, another attack, another controversy.
Yeah.
It scares visitors. And that directly hurts the local economy, the guides, the hotelier.
Exactly. It's a ripple effect with real human consequences on the ground.
And this whole situation, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. The world is watching South Asia.
For sure. It highlights the region's volatility. The U.S., the U.K., everyone is watching. Any escalation carries risks. But, you know, history also shows some resilience. Remember after that 2000 massacre?
One near Amarnath.
Yeah. Even after that, eventually some fragile peace talks did happen. So even after terrible events, sometimes, somehow, dialogue finds a way. It's not impossible.
So tomorrow dawns in Dubai, September 14th. The teams will be ready. The stadium will likely be packed.
And the question hangs in the air. Will fans listen to Aishanya Dwivedi's plea? Will solidarity win out over the sheer pull of the rivalry, or will the game just go on as usual?
It feels like the result on the scoreboard isn't really the main story here.
I agree. This fee's bigger. It's about how a nation remembers its dead, how it weighs its priorities. It's about hoping for a time when maybe cricket can just be cricket again.
So as you, listening, maybe think about whether to tune in tomorrow. Perhaps the real victory isn't about runs or wickets. Maybe it's found in that quiet act of unity against violence. maybe even just by choosing to switch off the screen. What does that choice ultimately say about us?